My best friend Shan is an artist. She wanted to numb herself for 6 hours, during which she would allow others to do whatever they wanted to her. I quickly stopped her saying, human nature is the last thing you should test. After my persuasion, she reluctantly cancelled the exhibition. Unexpectedly, her senior sister held the performance art at the same time and became an instant sensation. My best friend resented me for stopping her, blaming me for blocking her path to fame. She pushed me into the traffic and I was crushed to death. My name is Two-Way. I was reborn. When I opened my eyes again, I had a clear understanding. Shan excitedly shared her idea with me, and this time I changed my tone and said, do what you think is right. What she didn't know was that her senior colleague's fame was orchestrated. Wait, yeah, are you really going to let Shan test human nature? The worried voice of my assistant came from beside me. In my past life, Shan told me she wanted to hold a performance art piece. I didn't object. In fact, I thought it was a good idea. Having creative ideas is always a good thing. But then she revealed the theme, testing human nature. She allowed herself to be at the mercy of others for 6 hours that I tried to dissuade her for a long time, almost forcing her to abandon the idea. On one hand, it was for her physical safety, and on the other, I didn't want this artist to fall victim to the darkness of human nature. Afterward, I went to great lengths to arrange meetings with industry big shots, hoping Shan could seize the opportunity and make connections. With their help, Shan achieved some success in her early 20s. But not long after, her senior sister from the same period organized this performance art piece, which became an instant hit. Shan hated me deeply, blaming me for blocking her path to fame. Later I found her more resources and she barely spoke to me. That night I picked her up from a bar. As we walked on the overpass, she suddenly tried to push me off. She choked me, her eyes clear and smiling as she said, how dare you fool me with those worthless resources? You ruined my opportunity. How do you deserve to live? Next time, don't be a roadblock. Thinking of this, I shook my head and carefully organized the documents on my desk saying, as long as she's happy, isn't that enough? The assistant fell silent. Just as Shan reached the door, she turned around and quickly walked back, her face filled with astonishment. Two-Way, are you really agreeing to let me do this performance art? I'll have to stay completely still for 6 hours, completely at the mercy of others. Do what you think is right. I have no objections. I shrugged, smiling slightly. Shan crossed her arms, looking at me with a haughty expression as she circled around me. Have you changed? Even if you agree to let me do the performance art, I still won't agree to go with you to that so-called elite gathering in the art circle. Don't think you can pressure me with your influence. I'm not going. I need to focus on preparing for this performance art. Whoever wants to meet those people can go ahead. I'm going to become a top-tier artist in the circle. What's the point of hanging around with you in the world of fame and fortune all day? I interrupted her. If you don't want to go, then don't. It's up to you. Shan looked at me suspiciously. You're not just agreeing now and planning to drag this out later, are you? As if she had figured out the reason for my unusual behavior, her face suddenly filled with resentment, as if she were looking at an enemy. Two-Way, are you trying to fool me again? All these years I followed the path you set for me, but I'm still stuck in mediocrity. Every time I come up with an idea, you shoot it down, either it's not achievable or it's not feasible. You control my body, my thoughts, and now even this performance art? You're going out of your way to interfere? An artist needs freedom, not a cage. You're suffocating me. I'm a person with my own thoughts, not some decorative piece on display. I finished organizing the last of the documents in my hands, brushing off the dust and said calmly, calm down, Shan. It's just an exhibition. The ownership is yours. I won't interfere. Do whatever you want, find your own people to handle it. You don't need my approval, you're in charge. Shan stared at me in shock, as if she were looking at a ghost. I continued, I won't arrange anything for you anymore. I only thought I was doing what was best for you back then, but I didn't realize you held such a grudge against me. From now on, every decision you make is your own, and you'll bear the consequences yourself. Not having to clean up after someone or deal with their messes. This kind of life is what I've always dreamed of.